Hello everyone, this is a tutorial video on how to set the method editor window. In the method editor window, there are 4 tabs, namely Sample Info, Initial State, Program, and View Program tab. Each of the tabs will be explained in this video. Let's start with the Sample Info tab. First, you have to enter the name of your sample in the Sample ID field. Here is a tip for you in naming your samples so that you can spot them easily in the directory. For instance, the sample that I am going to run for differential scanning calorimetry is polyethylene glycol or PEG. There are 4 method steps to be used, which are first, hold for 3 minutes at negative 40 degrees Celsius, second, heat from negative 40 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius at 10 degrees Celsius per minute, third, hold for 3 minutes at 110 degrees Celsius, and lastly, cool from 110 degrees Celsius to negative 40 degrees Celsius at 10 degrees Celsius per minute. Therefore, I'm going to name the sample as PEG in bracket, hold for 3 minutes, comma, heat from negative 40 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius, comma, hold for 3 minutes and cool from 110 degrees Celsius to negative 40 degrees Celsius. You might think that this is a very long name for the sample, but it really helps you in identifying your file from the directory since many students are using the one and only computer in the thermal lab for the DSC purpose. Next, you browse and select the directory to save the data. In this tutorial, I will save my data in desktop. Now, enter the sample weight into the weight field of Enter Sample Weight section. Remember, the unit used in Pyris 6 DSC is milligram. Therefore, don't forget to convert the unit into milligram. Another important thing is, the range for the sample weight is from 5 mg to 15 mg. Hence, you have to make sure that your sample weight is within the range. You have now completed the Sample Info tab. Let's move on to the Initial State tab. Here, you enter the initial temperature. Initial temperature here means the temperature at the beginning state of the differential scanning calorimetry that you are going to run. You can get this information from external sources like the research articles or from your supervisor. Then, you have to browse and select the desired baseline file from the directory. A baseline file consists of the data with no peaks. You can obtain the baseline file by performing the same run performed for your sample, but with an empty sample pen and setting the weight as 0. This step is to ensure baseline correction, which is required to be performed for most DSC runs using the Pyris 6 DSC software due to the fact that the DSC thermogram cannot be completely level during the runs. Now, you check Use Baseline Subtraction to subtract the empty sample run of the selected baseline file from this sample run. Later, you will get a baseline corrected thermogram data graph. Once you have finished setting the Initial State tab, go on to the Program tab. Here, you have to add one or more method steps that you wish to run on your sample. You click Add a Step and this Method Step Options window will appear. You can see that there are 3 types of method step, namely temperature scan, isothermal, and repeat steps. Temperature scan is the type of method step that involves the changing of temperature, whereas isothermal involves the maintaining of temperature. Repeat steps is used only to repeat certain method steps with the same condition. Let's say that you want to heat or cool your sample at certain rate. Then, you should select Temperature Scan and click OK. The window will disappear and you set the final temperature here, the lower left part of this tab. As mentioned before, you have to get this information from the external sources. The same goes with the rate. You set the rate here. Or, if you want the method step that involves no heating or cooling, you just want to maintain the same temperature throughout the method step, you should select Isothermal and click OK in the Method Step Options window. Next, you set the holding period of this isothermal method step here. You can get this information from the external sources as well. After you have set the condition for one step, you review your planning to see if you want to add another method step. If your differential scanning calorimetry requires you to run more than one method step, you just have to click Add a Step, select the suitable method step from the Method Step Options window, and set the condition at the lower left part of the tab. If you just need to run one method step, or you have finished adding all required method steps, then you can set the end condition by clicking the End Condition button here. Out of the options here, select Go To and set the final temperature in the space provided. Final temperature here means the temperature you want the DSC instrument to stop at. The temperature to be set here can be the final temperature of your last method step in this run, or you can set the temperature as the initial temperature of your next run if the method steps of your next run is the same as the current one. After that, you click Done. This is the last step of the method editor window. Here, you can review the pre-run actions and temperature program that you have set previously. What you have entered before will be shown here. Alright, that's all on how to set the method editor window. See you in the next tutorial video.